Think back to the last time you cared for someone you love who lives with Alzheimer's or dementia. You remember that moment of frantic clarity, that impulse to help them see the truth. You said, with the best of intentions, "Mom, I just told you that," or, "No, Dad, that happened 5 years ago." You thought you were anchoring them to reality. You thought you were helping. But what if the very words you use out of love are the ones causing them the most profound, primal terror? What if the biggest mistake caregivers make is trying to tell the absolute truth? Today, we are diving deep into the psychology of memory loss, and we are learning 3 essential phrases, 3 behaviors you must stop immediately. This is the guide to dismantling the guilt, ending the agitation, and creating a genuine, safe reality built on love, not facts. Perhaps you are a person who constantly battles the wrenching guilt that you are not doing enough, or that your frustration means you are failing. Have you ever felt that despair when your attempts at rational communication only lead to an emotional explosion? Share your experiences and feelings about the cycle of conflict and guilt in the comments below. The reason our rational approach fails is due to a neurological necessity. To understand why your words cause pain, you must first grasp the scientific truth of memory loss. The person you love is not being difficult. They are not choosing to forget. They are struggling with the catastrophic loss of temporal self-awareness. This is the psychological function that allows us to place ourselves correctly in time, to navigate chronology, and to understand that yesterday is different from 20 years ago. For the patient, this internal clock has stopped, or it is rotating randomly. They are often living in an earlier, safer, more familiar emotional reality, perhaps a reality where their spouse is still alive, or they still live in their childhood home. When you argue with them, when you insist on the current, factual reality, you are not correcting a mistake. You are violently trying to pull them out of their emotional safety net. You are forcing their fragile mind to reconcile 2 impossible truths: their deep, internal reality and your overwhelming external fact. This causes extreme fear, confusion, and triggers the brain's highest levels of agitation. Every piece of logic is useless because the circuitry required to process that logic is permanently damaged. Our goal is not to fix the memory, our goal is to validate the emotion that memory represents, regardless of the factual timeline. The first forbidden phrase, never argue the facts. This is the most common, most destructive mistake. The impulse to correct the patient, to enforce factual accuracy, comes from a good place. We want to keep them grounded. But the consequence is emotional harm. If your loved one asks for their mother who passed away 50 years ago, never say, "No, she died when you were young." You're wrong. That factual truth hits them like a sudden, fresh bereavement every single time. You are inflicting the pain of loss repeatedly. The solution lies in validation therapy. We shift the focus from the impossible event to the manageable emotion. When they ask for their mother, instead of correcting the fact, validate the feeling. You ask, "Tell me, what is it about her you miss the most right now?" Or, "What was your favorite thing to do with her when you were little?" You are creating a new reality where the memory is safe, even if the fact is not. You are accepting their emotional reality as legitimate, and in doing so, you are creating a sense of predictability and safety. This is the core of establishing earned secure attachment. You are proving that you are a reliable source of comfort. Regardless of the chaos in their mind, you are teaching them that it is safe to be with you, which is far more valuable than the factual truth. The second forbidden phrase, never test their memory. The second devastating mistake, often done in front of friends or family to see if they remember, is the loaded question that tests their cognitive ability. Never ask, "Do you remember my name?" or, "Do you remember where we went last summer?" This behavior is rooted in the caregiver's own need for validation. the subtle form of avoidant validation behavior. We seek the momentary relief of hearing, "Yes, I remember you," to ease our own fear of being forgotten. But for the patient, this question creates intense shame, anxiety, and a feeling of humiliating failure. They desperately want to please you, but they physically cannot recall the information. The solution is to eliminate the test and provide the answer immediately. This preserves their dignity and protects their emotional state. Instead of testing, use redirection and safe guessing. Walk up, make strong eye contact, and say, "Hi, I'm your son, daughter. I love you." Or, if they are searching for a word, offer a safe guess based on context rather than letting them struggle. When they are constantly struggling, they live in a state of high alarm. When you provide the answer easily, you become a partner, a collaborator, and a source of effortless relief. You are protecting them from the deep well of shame caused by their own cognitive decline. If you are ready to eliminate the guilt of using the wrong words and start using psychological precision to build a truly loving environment, ensuring you subscribe right now is crucial. Don't miss the next session where we tackle the most common emotional pitfalls of long-term caregiving. The third forbidden behavior: never rush the process. The final, often subtle, mistake that leads to emotional breakdowns is rushing the process. The caregiver is often running on empty. Their personal reserves of emotional self-protection are depleted, leading to impatience, hurried speech, and quick movements. But the patient's brain processes information at a drastically slower rate. They require massive time to transition between thoughts, tasks, or rooms. When you rush them, "Come on, we're going to be late," or "Just put on your shoes," the pace of your reality overwhelms the pace of theirs. This confusion rapidly turns into fear and then agitation. The result is often refusal, resistance, or an emotional outburst. The solution is to adopt the principle of one step at a time, and internalize the fact that your schedule is less important than their calm. Break every task down into its smallest component and wait for a response after each step. Instead of, "Let's go put on your shoes and coat," you say, "Here is your sock. Can you show me where your foot goes? Wait, then, now, let's find your shoe." This deliberate slowness is the ultimate practice of self-concordant motivation for the caregiver. You are choosing to align your actions with the compassionate value of patience, rather than the external pressure of a schedule. By controlling your own pace and anxiety, you are managing your emotional self-protection and preventing burnout. The patient feels safe, and you reduce the conflict that depletes your energy. Ultimately, caring for someone with Alzheimer's is not about preserving the past, it is about creating a safe, loving reality in the present. It is about understanding that love, in this unique context, is a language spoken through validation, patience, and non-judgment. The three forbidden behaviors, arguing facts, testing memory, and rushing, all stem from a fundamental misunderstanding of the patient's reality. By replacing these behaviors with the principles of validation therapy and conscious slowness, you transform conflict into connection. You become a stable source of emotional safety. Perhaps you know someone whose entire life is negatively impacted by the daily struggle and guilt of caregiving. This information, this knowledge of the three forbidden phrases, could be the profound permission they need to drop the guilt of telling the truth. Share this video with them. It might be the most life-affirming advice you can give today. This commitment to validation and presence is the highest form of self-concordant motivation. It is the difficult, essential work that builds earned secure attachment when the mind is failing. You are choosing to honor the person, not the facts. What is the single, most challenging phrase or behavior you will eliminate from your interactions starting today? Was it the need to correct a fact, or the painful question, "Do you remember?" Leave a comment below and let us know your most profound psychological takeaway.